Well, once you've taken a media assignment for a particular section, you're now ready to take the quiz for a particular section. I do that first. It seems a little bit odd because without having learned anything, you might bomb it. You might discover also, however, that you know some things within it. And so what this quiz is going to do, this first pass through the quiz, is going to isolate what you know, what you don't know, and going to help guide you through the homework and the reading and all that. So we go to follow the line to quizzes and tests, take quizzes and tests, and I will start this time for this demonstration. We'll use quiz for section 0.1. So I'll go there, and I am ready to start. I will probably go through nowhere near all the items here, but just a couple to see how it works. So it waits, and then we get a question. So choose the correct points, the graph for A, B, C. Well, there should be a point at -3, 1. A has that. There should be a point at 4, 0. A has that as well. There should be a point at 3, 3. Looks like graph A has that. So they were kind to us. Maybe take the first item. The sum of the squares of the lengths of the legs of the triangle is what? Well, this length between -3, 1 and 4, 0, you know what? I'm too lazy to figure this out. So I'm going to deliberately get this wrong and say it's 36. The square of the length of the hypotenuse of the triangle, I'm going to say that is 25, because I know it has to be less than the sum of the squares. Or no, it better be 36 as well, because it should be equal to the sum of the squares of the lengths. Okay, find the area of the triangle. The area is 72 square units. Okay, we're going to be wrong on that, but that's okay. Betraying my failed memory on trig. Okay, distance between these 2 points here, well, there's 9 units along the x-axis distance, so there's square that, that's 81. There's 2 units along the y-axis, square that, that's 4. So we're talking the square root of 85. I don't believe that can be simplified, so I may be wrong on that, but no, I'm pretty sure I'm not. So hopefully that's going to be an example of a correct answer. Let's go with one more. Alright, choose the graph that plots -4, comma 3, that's back x, 4, -4, and up 3 units. That looks like D. In which quadrant does this point lie? That's quadrant 2. That's depicted there. Choose the graph that correctly depicts the point 0, -2. Well, there is no change on the x-axis, and it's down 2. Which axis does it lie? It lies on the y-axis. Choose the graph that correctly depicts the point -3, -4. -3, -4 is back 3 and down 4. That looks like D. And that also looks like quadrant 3. And so we're going to submit at this point. So we have some mixture of correct answers, incorrect answers, and we're ready to go to look over our quiz. So we see that question 3 was correct, question 2 was correct, 4, 5, and 6 I didn't attempt. Question 1 has part right and part incorrect. So let's go over and see what happened on question 1. Okay, so we click in there. We can see the green parts, the parts that are correct have green checks. The parts where I had it wrong have these red marks by them. So the correct answer is inside there. It's 50. The thing I answered was 36. So we start seeing where our rights and wrongs. Now we got to figure out how to use the homework version to make them work better.